How should journalists report during a crisis? When a crisis strikes, how should journalists report on it? This question is vital for maintaining trust and integrity in journalism. Journalists have a responsibility to provide accurate and respectful information while being sensitive to those affected. First, truth and accuracy must be the top priority. Journalists should rely on credible sources and verify information thoroughly. Using anonymous sources should be avoided unless absolutely necessary. This practice helps maintain transparency and builds trust with the audience. It is also important to clearly separate factual reporting from opinions to prevent misinformation or bias from creeping in. Next, adopting a trauma-informed approach is essential. Journalists need to recognize the vulnerability of individuals affected by disasters or conflicts. Reporting should be done in a way that does not cause additional harm or distress. This means avoiding sensationalism and instead highlighting resilience and recovery alongside the crisis itself. Respect for privacy and consent is another critical aspect. When dealing with survivors of violence or trauma, journalists should seek permission before sharing personal stories or images. It is important to avoid intrusive methods, such as unannounced visits. Using empowering language, like referring to individuals as survivors instead of victims, aligns with ethical sensitivity. Safety considerations must also guide journalist actions. No story is worth risking personal safety or that of sources. Proper preparation is key. This includes being aware of the situation, having specialized training for dangerous environments, and using protective equipment when necessary. Furthermore, journalists should be mindful of their social responsibility. Providing information that helps affected communities understand available resources is part of ethical reporting. For example, clarifying the existence of victim compensation funds or crisis hotlines can serve the public interest effectively.
The threat of misinformation in journalism. Misinformation, false or misleading information presented as fact, has become a major concern in journalism. It spreads quickly on social media, influencing public perception and policy decisions. Sources of misinformation, social media and viral news. Unverified posts spread faster than fact-checked reports.
Baiklah, ini laporan yang baru saja kami terima di mana pengurusan Air Selangor Sdn Bhd atau Air Selangor akan melaksanakan kerja-kerja penyelenggaraan dan penggantian aset di Loji Rawatan Air Sungai Selangor Fasa 1 atau LRASSP1 pada 5 Jun ini bermula jam 9 pagi hingga 7 malam. Air Selangor dalam kenyataannya memaklumkan operasi itu akan menyebabkan gangguan bekalan air berjadual di 7 kawasan iaitu Petaling, Kelang, Shah Alam, Gombak, Kuala Lumpur, Hulu Selangor dan juga di Kuala Selangor.
State-sponsored disinformation. Governments use misinformation to manipulate public opinion. Consequences of misinformation. Erodes trust in journalism and media institutions. Creates confusion and influences public decision-making. Can incite panic, violence, or harm to individuals and communities. Media bias and its influence on journalism. Bias in journalism occurs when news outlets favor a particular perspective, political ideology, or agenda. While complete neutrality is difficult, responsible journalism requires fairness and balance. Types of media bias. Political bias. Favoring one political party or ideology over another. Corporate bias. Media influenced by ownership interests. Sensationalism. Exaggerating stories to increase viewership. Impact of media bias. Creates echo chambers, where audiences only consume one-sided viewpoints. Weakens public trust in news organizations. Influences elections and policy-making through selective reporting. Combating ethical challenges. Fact-checking initiatives. Organizations like Snopes and FactCheck.org work to debunk false claims. AI-based verification tools. Technology that detects altered media content. Media literacy education. Teaching the public to critically evaluate sources. The importance of media literacy. As misinformation and bias become more prevalent, media literacy is essential in helping people identify trustworthy news sources. Key media literacy skills. Checking sources for credibility and reliability.
Transparency with the audience. When information is uncertain, incomplete, or evolving, we state this openly. Honest communications strengthens public trust during rapidly changing situations. 8. Protection of resources. We safeguard the identity of individuals whose disclosure may put them at risk. This includes whistleblowers, survival survivors of violence, and witnesses in unstable environments. 9. Accountability. We acknowledge mistakes promptly and correct them clearly. Ethical crisis reporting requires continuous self reflection and adherence to professional standard. 10. Humanity above sensationalism. Crisis in reporting should amplify understanding, not fear. We center stories on resilience, context, and the lived experience of those affected rather than focusing solely on the shock value.